And now for our Hanukkah story. Those of you who are unfamiliar with the tradition here at Beth Emmet, Tim Rose, who's the artistic director of the Fleetwood-Jourdain Theatre, approached me about 4 years ago and said, "Rabbi, I have a great idea. Let's do a Kwanzaa Hanukkah exchange." And I thought, well, that sounds terrific. We think of Christmas Hanukkah exchanges, but he wanted to do a Kwanzaa one. And he said, "We'll come to Beth Emmet for Hanukkah from the theater, and then you'll come to our Kwanzaa celebration." And I said, well, that sounds wonderful. And ever since 2018 or 19, I'm trying to remember what year it was, we've had actors from the Fleetwood-Jourdain Theatre who've joined us here for a Hanukkah play. And then we join Fleetwood-Jourdain, Tim Rose, and others for a Kwanzaa celebration. And this year, the Kwanzaa celebration will be in 2 parts on Monday, if you can join us, when the weather will be balmier than it is now. In the morning at 11 a.m., we'll be out in Fountain Square, which is in downtown Evanston, and there's a kinara, which is the Kwanzaa candelabrum, the Kwanzaa menorah, right across from the Chanukah, the Hanukkah menorah. They're together there. It's really cool in the center of town. And Monday will be the first day of Kwanzaa and the last day of Hanukkah. And Tim and I will be doing a little ritual there together. And the mayor will be there and others. So please come join us at 11 a.m. Bundle up. And then at 1 o'clock over at the Robert Crown Community Center on Main Street, there will be a Kwanzaa celebration with stories and music and a wonderful time to be had by all. And our cantor will be singing some Hanukkah songs there too. So we'll have our Kwanzaa Hanukkah will continue. But in the meantime, without further ado, we have our wonderful Beth Emmet and Fleetwood-Jourdain actors for our Hanukkah story tonight.
Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah. We would like to present this stirring tale based on true events in recent history. It describes how even in the worst situation, the light of the menorah can never be extinguished. We hope you enjoy the story of 9 spoons.
Oma, Opa, tonight is the last night of Hanukkah, and every year on Hanukkah you tell us the story of the children's menorah. Would you please tell me the story now?
Of course, my darling grandchild. Come sit down and we will tell you the story.
It was the winter before the war ended, a cold, dreary time.
Early one morning, little Leah crawled into my bunk and poked me until I woke up.
Minna, Minna, it's snowing. Come see how beautiful it looks outside.
It's so beautiful, Leah, but you must come back to bed now. It's still night.
Heavy white flakes were falling from the dusky sky. The snow was falling on the electric fence that surrounded the camp. The guard tower looked like a misty giant, but its mean searchlight eye was dimmed by the snow.
I took Leah into my bunk and she snuggled between me and my bunkmate. A few minutes later, my nephew Jacob snuck into our barracks.
Jacob, look, it's the first snow of winter.
It's Kislev already. Soon it will be Hanukkah. The children should have a menorah.
But how can we do that?
We could make one. We could make one out of spoons. After repairing the uniforms of the Nazi guards, I think I can figure out a way to make a menorah. We would need 9 spoons, which may not be easy, but when there's a will, there's a way.
Well, we each have our precious one and only spoon for the scraps of food they give us. Jacob, if you can share your spoon with me at mealtime, I'll give you my spoon for the menorah.
Of course I'll share. Now you will already have one spoon.
I can share my spoon with my bunkmate, and then you will have 2 spoons. Then you will only need 7 more.
That morning, walking through the slush to get to the factory where I worked, I saw a piece of metal in the mud. It was an old, bent spoon. A miracle. Now we had 3 spoons.
That evening, as we stood in line for some food, Herschel came up behind me.
Look what I found in the pocket of a suit. A beautiful silver teaspoon. Give this to Mina for the menorah.
That was very risky for Herschel to do, but now we had 4 spoons.
Herschel and Mina, guess what? Last night when I was working in the kitchen, I found these 2 spoons in the garbage. I know they're rusty and the handles are cracked, but they're spoons.
Now we had 6 spoons. A few days later, someone new was sent to our barracks. He brought in 2 more spoons, nearly new. We wondered how he found out about the menorah. Did the guards know too? Would they take away our spoons? What would they do to us?
Don't worry. Everyone in the camp knows about the menorah, but it's still a secret from the guards. I washed the clothes and cleaned the house of one of the guards, and he offered me some extra food, but I asked if I could have spoons instead.
Now we have 8 spoons. We only need 1 more. Tonight I will ask Hashem to please send us 1 more spoon for our menorah. Sleep well.
Minna, there's someone here to see you.
It was my sisters.
Now we have 9 spoons. Now we can make our menorah.
Here's how we did it. We found a piece of wood, and we made 9 holes in it. It wasn't easy, but we got the 9 spoons to stand in the piece of wood. Then we bent the round parts back to hold the flames.
That night, when it seemed safe, we gathered all the children together. Miriam filled the first spoon in the shamash with fat she had saved from the kitchen. Rachel rolled 2 wicks from some old cotton thread she had brought from the sewing room.
With one of the matches that I got from a worker in the factory, I lit the shamash. We all whispered the blessings together. Then I took the shamash and lit the first Hanukkah candle. It was our own special Hanukkah miracle. For 8 nights, we lit the flames in our menorah, and the children had a Hanukkah to remember.
Well done.
Thank you. You too.
A beautiful tale about light in a very dark time for our people. And a story about how each of us is a small light, but when we join together, we create a great light to banish the darkness. That even a time in which one would think that people would just be concerned about their very physical needs, that we need the spiritual light as well. We need community, we need faith, we need hope in the future. A beautiful story that really shares those important lessons. And I think about this Chanukah that we received when TJM joined us, and Rabbi Memes Foler shared me the amazing story about this particular Chanukah. She said 1 year on the High Holy Days when TJM was going to celebrate, the Westboro Baptist Church was coming to protest. There was going to be an anti-Semitic protest against the Jews. And when there was somebody in the community who heard about this, she was outraged that the Jewish community shouldn't be able to worship in peace together. And she sent this Chanukah to Temple Judea Mitzvah with this dove on it, with a note saying, I stand with you and the Jewish people, and against hate and against darkness. Thank you to our amazing actors, to Sam Rose, to Aria Caldwell, to Zach Cutter, to Rebecca Rouse, to Eldred Shannon, to Karen Isaacson, and of course to our amazing playwright and director, Barb Werdico. As we continue together on page 586 with Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם,